Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered about people in a scenario where they've got an irrational fear, like a fear of spiders, or they've got a fear of a very small dog, or something that they logically know isn't a real threat? Well, I believe that's down to pattern matches in their life. I'm Eddie McEvoy of Eddie McEvoy Hypnosis here in Ayrshire in Scotland. So I was thinking about the pattern matches, how in life we kind of function with pattern matches. That's how we recognise things, that's how we react. I'll just touch on it where, a simple thing like when you walk up to a door, you notice a door, but there's so many different kinds of doors. There's a handle on the outside, so you automatically pull it. Imagine the scenario where you walk up to a door and there's a handle on the outside and you pull it and it doesn't work because you've got to push the door. It's just like they've designed it that way. So you turn up the next day and guess what? I bet you're going to pull that handle. It's going to take you about 3-4 times before the penny drops, or before you learn this new pattern, that this door is a bit different. This is a sloppy pattern match. You know it's a door, but it works different. So you have to push the handle. There's other patterns that we recognise in our life. You're driving the car, there's things that were laid down automatically. So you're driving along the road, it's maybe dark, and you're just thinking about other things, but you're in autopilot, you're driving fine. And the car, all of a sudden the car in front brakes, and it's that red light that makes you respond automatically. You slam on your brakes. You just fired off a pattern, and there was an action associated with that pattern. You see a friend down the road, you give him a wave, your hormones change, you feel pleased to see your friend, only to discover it's not him. But it doesn't matter, the chemistry's fired off, you get that feel good feeling, fires off. Or another scenario would be you're driving late at night, or you're driving any time, but you recognise all of a sudden there's a blue flashing light right behind you and your heart starts to race, and you automatically look down at your speedometer, see what speed you're doing. What have I done wrong? The police are right behind you. But you now discover that your heart's racing. You did get a bit of a fright. You notice your heart's racing, you've scanned everything to see you're driving safely, only to discover passing by you, they're not interested in you. But you fired off a pattern match and you had a physical response from your body. It increased your heart rate. It got your adrenaline pumping a little faster, or your heart racing a little faster. Some people call this stress. I was in stress. You could think of it as being in sports mode. If you're in a fight, flight or freeze situation, you want to be in sports mode to get up that tree quick. So the thing is though, there's a lot of patterns that we've got patterns laid down that we don't even know. We don't have a conscious recollection of them. So that wee boy that got a wee nip off a poodle, I gave him a wee nip in the leg or the finger, and he stored that in his memory to be afraid of this dog. He has a sloppy pattern match because he's afraid of all dogs. Like him. It's not an exact pattern match, it's a sloppy pattern match. The one I mentioned there about the dog, there's a grown man in his 40s. He sees a dog, it might be a chihuahua, it might be a small dog. It doesn't matter, it's a sloppy pattern match to a dog, and his body responds automatically to this pattern and his heart starts to race. And he goes into sports mode, but to him it feels like stress. I need to get out of here. There's adrenaline pumping in his blood. That might even give him the shakes. So he has to get out of that. So one of the interesting things about hypnosis is that we could do an emotional detox and we can interrupt some of those patterns. Effectively, it's a bit like getting a CD or a DVD. Imagine you've got a DVD or a CD, or if you're old enough, an old LP, an old record, and you take a sharp stone and you scratch it, and then you put it on, it won't play. It's now useless. So that's what we do in hypnosis. That's what we can do in hypnosis. If you know what you're doing. I'm just pulling the dog. Doesn't want to come. Right, so that's what happens in hypnosis. We don't have to identify the situation, the exact situation. If a person's got a feeling and they know in a certain scenario that's how they feel, this automatic response fires off, they know that. Then you can ask them to think about that time, that place. It could be any incident, it could be any trauma in their life. They don't have to get them to analyse it. You just have to tell them to think about that part they want to change. You don't have to know the ins and outs. Everything can be content free, is what I'm trying to say. Everything can be content free. You think about that part of you that wants to change. Some people say they want to lose weight. There's a part of me that wants to lose weight, and there's a part of me that wants to eat biscuits. So we talk, we can communicate with that part in the subconscious mind. Or we can do a total emotional detox and get rid of any problems that have been weighing on their shoulders. I'm just squinting there to look at the time on the recording. I don't want to go too long. So I just thought I'd touch on that. I'm reading some good books just now that go into in greater detail about the anatomy of the brain and how it works and how certain parts, if you notice a smell of something cooking, and all of a sudden you're flashed back to a memory, you're flashing back to a pattern, you're flashing back to a happy time. It may even put a smile on your face. Well, the same is true of traumas, stressful situations or anxieties you've picked up in life. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll talk a bit more later. So all the best for that. Have a great day. This is Eddie McEvoy Hypnosis, Ayrshire in Bonnie, Scotland.